Hey, we want to welcome everybody to the Round Table, episode number 8. And again, for any of you guys that are just joining us, let me describe a little bit about what the Round Table is. So it's an opportunity for us to, first of all, get to know some guests, which we have today. We're excited. We'll introduce you to. And it gives us an opportunity to talk about some things we talked about on Sunday morning and help us put it into some practical use to help people take Scripture and apply it to life and figure out how they can live it out that way. So we have our co-host, Jenny the Superstar Walker, who's going to bring us joke time and her new dating book that she brought today.
That was supposed to be a secret.
Okay, well, if you're dating Jenny, she has a book for you. By the way, if you're listening to the podcast, she's going to have a book for you. We have Tyler and Kaitlyn Harrison, youth ministers here at Life Church. So we're excited to have them on. You'll get to know them here in a little bit and what's happening in their ministry. And then also we'll be talking about some of the challenges kids have when it comes to distractions and not only raising them, but also, see, Tyler's got your syndrome. Do you see him over there? Like, he can't stop laughing.
I told you.
You're making eye contact with me.
He can't stop laughing.
Who's making eye contact?
Mike, he looked at me.
He was looking away, so I was talking about him, and he's trying to look over into the TV.
Because it's hilarious.
No, he's going like this. So if you're watching online, the reason Tyler's going like this is because he's looking in the screen over there to see if his muscles are flexing.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see how they pop out in there.
Oh, trying to make sure my nipples don't
I can't see myself anymore.
Right. Okay, so we'll get to that point. So, Jenny, we have the joke time.
Yes, we do.
So just pick one.
Okay,
because
they're all really good, though.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys can decide. I thought they were
We can
dumb,
wham bam through them.
Huh?
But I don't have my glasses in.
You don't have your glasses in. No, I know. Your glasses are right here.
I mean, I don't have my contacts in. And my glasses.
Do you mind when you wear your glasses?
I know. Okay, I will. But there's a glare.
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can still read.
All right.
Here's the joke. Are you
Here
ready?
we go. All right. Which one should I do? Should I do them all? Okay. What do you call an elf that can sing and dance?
Anyone? Go ahead.
Nobody?
Go ahead.
Look at Tyler.
I know. Go ahead.
Okay. Elvis.
Elf.
Get it like Elvis?
Yeah.
Why aren't you laughing? That's funny. Okay. All right.
I'm laughing
One
because
more.
of Tyler's face
What
whenever you do the jokes. Because Tyler's sitting there staring off into space like, yeah.
Okay. What do you call an obnoxious reindeer?
Anybody? Okay.
Rudolph. Rudolph.
See, Kaitlyn likes him. Tyler's not for
Okay,
sure.
one more.
my
What
gosh.
do you call a broke Santa? Saint Nicholas.
Okay, that might be the better one out of all
Okay,
of
well,
them.
that's why I saved it for last.
All right, so producer,
You're
it's
welcome.
like your clappy hands or, one of those things. Okay, so now this is Jenny's new book that she said, I don't know if this is true or not, she bought it for her dating experience.
Well, I thought it'd be a good addition.
Yeah, so
the
that when you
lack
run out
of-
of things to talk about, is that what you're
No,
saying?
I just really like to know people.
So here's the point. So you go out on a date with somebody and you're sitting there and the
I'm gonna
food's in
bust
front of
it
you and
out.
you're like, hey, I have 4,000 questions for you.
Starting with number one.
Run.
So pick.
Hey, do you wonder why I'm single?
Run and don't look back.
You're not single.
Yes, I am.
You're talking to somebody.
Well, that's not.
What's his name?
I can't talk about that.
Why?
I'm not talking
Say
about
his
this,
first
please.
name.
Please don't.
Say his first
No,
name.
I'll make up a
Fernando.
name.
Fernando?
Yeah.
Steven.
Okay, Fernando.
Whoa, that's a dad name.
It was the first name that came to my mind.
Fernando
Fernando.
or Steven, whichever
Well,
your name is.
right,
If she
exactly.
breaks out the 4,000 books. So here's how it's going to work. Okay, our guest today going to pick a number between 1 and what?
I forgot. 300.
1 and 300. Pick a number.
279.
Ooh, good choice. All right. Now we got.
Okay, you know how this works, right?
Yeah.
279.
All right.
So
and
this is a
then-
page. So it's a page number.
Right.
279.
So the other book that I had was like complete numbers, so that would have been easier. But these aren't numbered; they're just random. So I'm just going to like close my eyes.
So if you're not watching online,
And
she
I'm
now
like-
has the book here,
Yeah.
and she's randomly going to pick a question that we're going to try to answer.
All right, here we go.
Let's hope it's better than the first one we did.
How many jobs have you had? I've had too many to count. I've had
Tyler,
all
do you know how
kinds
many
of
jobs you've had?
I would say 20 plus.
No.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, yeah.
20 plus jobs.
Yeah.
Does standing on the street corner holding a sign
That's
count as a
definitely
job?
one of them. Yeah. Yeah.
Could you twirl the sign? Like, could you like?
I didn't.
No, she had a sign. She was talking about how she used to make money. One of the ways was she held a sign in Indianapolis on a street corner,
was
hugs
busy
for $1.
corner.
And she used to make a whole.
What? Jokes for $1.
Oh, I thought it was
I would
hugs.
give hugs.
Oh, not what I thought you said. I thought she said hollers for $1 or something. I'm like, what?
I have hollered for $1.
So anyway, how many jobs? You're 20.
5.
I've probably had 5.
Wow. How many have you had? I just slapped the table.
We just told you don't slap the
Oh,
table.
but I didn't mean
It makes
to.
a funny.
It's like slapping your knee.
I don't know, probably 5 or 6.
Really?
Yeah, probably. Not a lot. Have you ever filled out a resume?
Yeah.
Yes. I filled out a lot.
I've never had a resume.
Ever?
Never.
Wow.
I've never filled out a job application.
Ever?
Never.
You just owned the business.
No. I mean,
He just
no. At
walked
Zerkers, when I was there, I just walked in and said, hey, looking for a job, and talked to the guy that was the owners, Swartz Ford, same way. And then,
Interesting.
yeah. So if people say, hey, I'll send you my resume, I'm like, it'd be news to me. I've never had one.
What
So,
resume?
yeah. Okay, one more.
All
off the
right,
same page,
all right.
randomly.
On the
Or-
same
oh,
page?
Oh, no, we're going to pick another page?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the classic youth pastor, 69.
69 for
That's the classic
300.
69.
Wait,
69.
69. I got distracted. Okay. Ooh. All right.
Mm,
Okay, what? Hold on, I didn't do that right.
don't slap the table.
All right. Was there a time when your parents really embarrassed you? Every
Tyler,
day
do your
of my
parents
life.
ever embarrass you?
No.
Huh? Really? Like even when your dad does
What?
his little Snapchat things on.
Oh, but those are hilarious with his mouth. Oh, I laugh so hard. I slap my knee.
No.
My dad and I laugh. I like stupid stuff like that, though.
So no embarrassing moments from your parents?
He sent me a happy birthday with that face one time.
Who did?
His dad.
What's his name?
Huh?
what's his
Tyler.
dad's
Travis.
Wow, that's impressive. Okay.
I know them.
Huh?
I know them.
What is that supposed to mean?
Like, I would know the names.
Like, how do you know? You've hung out with them?
Sort of.
Really?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
Which day?
Well,
Oh, back in the day.
the day.
Oh, I
yeah.
remember the day now.
The day.
Yeah, that day.
No, not that day with them.
No. I know the day you're talking about, though. Like, I get it.
Oh, you get it.
Yeah, I just ran
The
I
day.
ran the record
Right,
backwards and
right,
got the subliminal
right.
message.
Okay, cool.
Haven't you ever done that before?
No.
You have never ran a record backwards and listened to what they have to say?
Yes.
You just
Wait.
said no. Have you ever done it?
No, but I watched YouTube.
Like,
where they-
literally?
Yeah,
they
you
ran,
run it
like-
backwards.
They ran like Tupac backwards, and it was like,
It's Satan.
I'm coming home, mama, or whatever. Or I'm coming back, and so that's why people think Tupac's coming back because he left.
Tupac's
subliminal
dead?
message.
What do you mean
No,
he's been dead?
he is in Cuba.
What?
No.
He is.
First of all, I've never seen a record. Like, I've never touched a record.
Well, wait a second. Tupac died, and now on a record saying he's coming back, so he's hiding in Cuba.
No, he never died.
If you think what?
he never
He-
died.
They said he got murdered.
Nope. There's no autopsy.
Isaac, did Tupac
There
die?
isn't? Where's his dead body, though?
Isaac says Tupac died. What do you get? A conspiracy theory or what?
That is the conspiracy theory.
So our podcast audience can weigh in. Do you think Tupac's dead or hiding in Cuba, waiting to come back? Do you have a?
I
you
think
wanna
he is alive.
You think Tupac's alive?
Yeah, that'd be cool. I've always thought that.
Okay,
Like, wanted-
but you have
wanted
never
that to be
heard of
true.
somebody running a record backwards, and
never
then you have
touched a
these.
record.
Okay, somebody can help Jenny out and bring her a record in.
Well, I mean, I've touched a record, but literally, I've never put that thing on it.
Yeah, me neither.
What's the thing?
The thing that plays it.
The thing that
stick.
you put it on there.
Yes.
Yeah, you've never had a record player.
No.
Well, you know those are coming back, right? Kids
No.
have record players.
I did not
Isaac
know
has a record player.
Really?
And
What's
Isaac has
so-
records.
That's surprising because I feel like that's a lot of work
What?
for young people.
What, you just
They're lazy.
listen? They want to. Oh.
The young generation is
Oh.
lazy. I'm not talking about you, though. You're amazing.
Isaac, our producer, just flipped around in his seat.
He's not the average.
Because Jenny just called him out.
I didn't
and
call him out.
You said young people are lazy, and when he
He's
flipped around in
mature.
his seat,
He's
you were
mature
like,
for his age.
"Everybody but you, Isaac. Everybody
Yes.
but you." Okay.
Now you're making me hot. I'm getting embarrassed.
Okay. Are we
One
good?
more.
Okay. One more.
Okay. Just let me do it. Okay. Oh, this is good. This is a really good one. What are you thankful for? I like this. This is positive. I'm thankful for my new dog.
Well, you want to tell the story? Nobody knows about your
What do you
new
mean?
dog.
Okay, so what do you mean? Nobody knows? Nobody knows. You guys don't know.
You
Okay.
are listening to. You're
I
talking
forgot.
about an audience.
I
Like this
forgot.
isn't just Tyler and Kaitlyn.
I know, I know,
Who,
I know.
who you already told the story
Right.
to.
And Isaac
Okay.
just found out that you stole his dog.
I know, and I did steal his dog.
You know,
Well,
okay,
because
tell
I
the
don't. He's
story.
young, so I don't think he would be able to take care of it like I can. That's the reason.
Okay,
no,
so let's go.
I'm really kidding, Isaac.
Okay, let's
Okay,
go.
so I have a 3-year-old dog that I just adopted.
Well, you had a younger dog.
Right, so I still have him.
Okay.
And he doesn't know about his.
Yeah, and now
other
he's
brother
going to be
yet.
jealous
But
because
listen,
Jenny dresses him, feeds him off the table,
Yes.
and now Big Brother's coming in
Right.
and he's getting pushed
and
off.
I have an outfit for him too.
Huh?
I have an outfit for him too.
Listen, it's just like having kids.
Yes.
You understand this, right?
Yes.
So you can say all you want about it. You're going to just give him equal time. No, you're going to give the time to the one that needs it the most.
Right, which is this 3-year-old.
No,
Because
and
he's
so
been
you,
hurt.
so
Yeah.
your little one who
Yes.
thought he was your world
No.
is oh,
Well, I'm not getting the 3-year-old until I move out. So he'll come later. But Rayanne is actually fostering it for me
so do you have plans on moving out?
in my head
Okay.
in March. Like
Okay.
Rayanne and I talked about a good timeline, but March
Are you
is
moving in
such
with
a terrible
Rayanne?
time. That was a question, and that was maybe we
She
might
might
talk about that.
Move in with Rayanne.
Yeah, I know. We talked about it actually.
Wow.
She was like, "You just might have to move in with me." I'm like, "You're right."
Okay. Okay, so that'll be the plan. So you
Yeah,
So
if
you're
all fails.
So you're thankful for your dog.
Yes,
But I
but-
bet your dog ain't gonna be thankful for him.
No, he is. He loves
No.
people. Yes, he will. Listen,
No.
this is a
It's
brother
not
from another
pe-
mother.
Listen, it's not people. It's an animal.
Right.
They're not the same. Remember,
No.
we had this discussion. They don't have souls. They're
Yes.
not going to heaven.
Ooh.
No,
Yes, they do.
no, they don't. You're
I
not.
just
What's your dog's name?
Dogs definitely have souls.
Thank
Cats
you.
do not.
No.
Thank you.
No. Wait.
What?
What's your dog's name?
Grayson.
Grayson is not
Do not
going
bring
to
him up.
heaven. Grayson's not going to heaven.
That's not. That's
Grayson
not
has a
nice.
pink leash.
What?
It's floral.
You have a
Even
boy
more.
dog with a pink leash?
The leash is for me. The
Sorry,
leash
Grayson. You're not going to heaven, and you have a pink leash. Sorry.
Hey, a pink can
Floral.
be for boys. Boys can have pink.
And do you still wear the backpack?
He doesn't. No.
Does
No.
that name work?
I
From
did,
My
yes.
kids, she used it for her dog.
She gave me the child backpack.
And you put the dog in it?
Yes, I have a picture with him in it. I actually just looked at it the other day. 'cause
Okay.
He's so little. I took him to a soccer game.
Okay, so what are
And
you thankful
people were
for?
like-
Tyler, what are you
it was
thankful
crazy.
for? Remember that was the question.
Yeah.
After we
Yeah.
got off on the dog subject.
I am grateful for my wife.
Oh.
Grateful for my family and everything that I've been blessed with. So
Kaitlyn?
Took mine.
Ditto.
she's thankful for her
Not my
wife that I
wife.
don't
Yeah,
know
no, you,
about.
Right.
the
Polygamy.
polygamy. You
my
can just say
kids.
ditto.
Yeah.
Ditto.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
ditto.
Same. I'm thankful for all that too.
Are you?
Yeah.
For your
My
wife?
wife, my
Your
husband.
Husband,
yeah.
kids,
Yeah.
yeah, all those
Yeah.
things.
It's great
It's
life.
all things to come.
Yes.
Right. Okay, what am I thankful for? One, and it's kind of weird. Like I wake up every day and thank God that I get a chance for today. That's what I tell him every morning. Like, thanks for a chance today. So I'm glad. And then at the end of every day, I say, thanks for the opportunity today. Like right
Yeah.
before I go to sleep. Like, thank you that I got a chance to have today to be able to do it. So I am thankful that I have life and breath and, deal with a lot of people that are going through times of suffering and have lost people in their lives. And, so when I'm with them, one of the things I always don't want to take for granted is like, I'm thankful I even get today, and then the obvious, honey, I love you. I know
Aw.
Sherry never listens to our podcast or watches it. But anybody can see or tell her husband gave her a shout out on the podcast.
So, is that how she found out about the tonguing?
Huh? No, I told her.
Somebody's
Me and
told her?
Isaac talk about it because we think it's funny.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so we were talking about the podcast. And we have other people watching that are critiquing us, like Lexi and Steven. And,
Really?
yeah, and so we were talking through it. And me and Isaac were talking about how Jenny likes to kiss everyone.
Oh, you were talking about that at Thanksgiving.
Could have been. Yeah,
No,
there might
you
have been
told me you
no,
were
it could have
talking
been a
about it
Fox-
at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it
That's
could have been.
embarrassing. Like, I should have been there, I feel like, to defend myself.
There's no defense.
You
What's
could
the
have called me
defense?
up.
What's the defense? You don't have to defend what is true.
That's true.
Right?
You're right.
I mean,
You're very right.
You
Yes,
even
that's
said it.
right.
Like
I did.
You're going on the back. If you guys didn't listen to last week's podcast, Jenny
Last
is
week. Oh, The Bachelorette. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
Last week.
Yeah, I forgot.
That's why The Bachelorette fits you, because you could
Yes.
go around and kiss everybody. It wouldn't make any difference. Shake their hand, kiss their lips.
Yeah.
What makes a difference?
Drama.
So I'm
Yep.
thankful for
no,
my wife.
that's what I wouldn't like.
Thankful for my children. Thank you for this different phase of life. We're almost empty nesters, so that's a fun phase of life now. We get to do things with our kids that we'd never be able to do when you're trying to raise them and keep them out of jail. You know, so now's a lot
That's
lot
important.
better. Thankful for that. All right, so let's talk about get to know our guests. So Tyler and Kaitlyn, how long have you guys been here at Life?
Close to 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tyler and Kaitlyn came Life Church right from the beginning. We sat down together and you guys talked about how you had a passion for youth and you're still trying to figure out how to make it all work, and then ended up coming on part-time here at Life and lead our student ministry, which just started as middle school, but you guys have grown it into middle school and high school. So we are going to talk about that here in a little bit, but we do want to get to know you guys some so our audience can get to know who you are. So one of the things we always ask, which kind of gives us a little picture into your life, what are you reading? What are you watching? What are you into right now? Like, and it doesn't have to be any of those three things, but like, what are you into? Like, Kaitlyn, you're into running, right?
Yeah, not when it's cold though.
Do you run inside then, or you just give up the running until it's outside?
Treadmills are terrible.
Okay, so
I
it's
love
just
treadmills.
the outside. Well, you also broke your hip running.
That's
on one.
right. You're right.
So I'm not sure that, it
Yeah.
loved you back very well.
No, it never does.
Okay, what else are you guys into? What are you watching? What are you reading? What are you doing? What's happening in life right now? Tyler, you can't keep looking at your wife. You can talk, huh? What are you reading? What are you watching? What are you thinking about?
Yeah, tell us what you're thinking about. That's a great question.
Yeah,
I love
what
that
do
question.
What are you thinking about?
Yeah, right this second. Tell us.
First
First thing that comes to your mind, go.
Yeah, go.
Mine's yellow.
What?
Because I don't know, because of that.
Because of the straw
Yes.
and the Mountain Dew that you.
No,
put
that's
in
not Mountain Dew.
What
That's-
is it?
That's a flavored water.
like
packet.
A Sobe.
Okay, can I ask you a question? This is a very good topic, not to interrupt, but this is distracting actually because of the yellow. Listen, I have this theory that water packets, because they're no sugar, nothing, is the same thing as drinking water, but people tell me no.
Okay, Travis.
Is
He
that true?
agrees.
My dad.
He agrees.
That's true.
He says he's gonna drink water, and then he adds a crush packet
Yes,
to it,
because
and then
it's
it's still water.
No, it's not. It's still water. It is.
No.
How is it not? I could.
It's crush.
Now, wait a
Listen,
second.
I could be sprinkling the water packet in my mouth and then following it with water.
What's
and I'm
a
drinking
water
water.
packet?
What?
Like a spark.
Oh,
Is
for
it-
sure. No, it's a spark.
No,
Oh
it's
my
a water
gosh.
packet.
No.
It's a water enhancer.
Huh?
I put a pineapple thing in there.
Is it a crush?
I believe so.
What's a
actually.
crush?
'Cause there's-
Travis, this is a shout out to you.
Travis, I love that
Travis,
we
you better
have
be
this in
listening to
common.
this podcast.
Yes.
You got a lot of travel time on your hands. You better be listening.
That's right.
yeah.
Listen, they have
So it-
pineapple, they have strawberry.
This
they
is
have
what he
grape.
does. He throws a crush packet in and says he's
Yeah.
drinking water.
He says
Yes.
he's got to get healthy, so he makes lifestyle
Yeah.
changes. And if Pepsi or Mountain Dew made these, then he would just add
Yeah.
a Coke packet to the water, and
Oh,
it was
that'd be
still
awesome.
water.
I wish they would. It is though. It is still water. Do you know how many times I pee after I drink this? A lot.
You're fluid in, fluid out.
I don't.
It's, it's clear.
What? When you drink pop, you don't pee?
I do.
Okay, well,
but-
it's the same concept. What the world matters how much you pee.
Okay, but literally, it wouldn't matter if I drank or if I ate a packet like individually without the water.
Well,
and
I
then
don't
drank,
think anybody eats
I
packets.
would. I have before. I've also squirted the Mio in my mouth.
The who?
I've done that.
The what?
Mio.
The Mio.
It's just a liquid version. of
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Got it. That makes a lot of sense.
Parenting
What was
hack-
wrong with me?
Parenting.
No,
Because I did it in jail,
parenting,
actually.
You're talking. So we were talking about TikTok earlier, and another thing TikTok is good for is the life hacks. So
Yep.
for people like me or parents that have kids that are like asthmatic, they have to take prednisone. And prednisone absolutely tastes terrible, like the most bitter medicine in the world. So I saw on TikTok, this mom said it's a life hack, and it's saved my life many times taking when my kid has to take medicine. So they get the prednisone in there, and they only do half a dose, and then they fill the rest of it with Mio or a Kool-Aid one. They
Predisone's
Smart.
liquid.
right.
For kids, I
Yeah.
used to take it.
Ugh, it is nasty. It's awful. It's like tasting keyboard duster.
No, you know what?
That's probably what's wrong with me.
Listen,
Because I took this job.
wait a second. Did you just say tasting like a keyboard
I
duster?
know.
Yeah,
So
like
the
the can of the keyboard duster.
So
is
you
You
tasted
taste the
that?
air? It's air.
No, they
What?
put bitter. Like they put a
You can
they put
No.
a bitterness in there to it.
No.
I promise.
It's
Flip
air.
it upside down and then yeah.
to the air duster.
Yes.
You know what happens to people who do air duster?
We don't inhale. You just
You
like
can only buy a certain amount at Walmart.
yeah,
Because you get high.
Yes.
like
You have to-
extremely high.
It's kinda
I've
like
never done
It's
it.
like Ready Whip.
Yes. Yeah.
Same
yeah,
concept.
Yeah.
That's what my friends in college used to do.
But it's so
are
stupid.
whippets.
It doesn't
Huh?
even
It's
work.
like-
A whip it. Yeah.
Yeah.
A whip it?
Yeah,
That's
those are-
like a thing?
It doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one time in rehab,
That's like a
All-
song.
whip it real good. But listen, can I tell this funny story? So
Okay.
like there was a whip it bandit going around because we would buy a bunch of whipped cream, and this was in Kentucky. Okay.
Paducah, Kentucky.
Paducah, yes, Paducah, Kentucky.
Nothing
and
good comes out of Paducah.
It really no. I had a.
Listen,
Okay,
there's
I
people
had a
from
great
Paducah that
time.
listen, so if you want to talk to Tyler afterwards.
Anyway,
keep
there
going.
there really are.
No, I
but
know.
anyways, okay, so we went to Sam's Club, so we'd buy like mega stock of like whipped cream, okay? And every time somebody would go to get whipped cream, it'd be like deflated because there was a whipped cream.
Yeah,
bandit.
somebody already whipped it.
It was me. It was me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
But it's stupid. It doesn't even work.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so back to what are you thinking about? What are you into? What are you reading? What are you watching on? Do you have Netflix?
Yes.
Do you have Hulu? Do you have Amazon? Do you
can
have all
talk
those
to Kate.
things? Do you have all those things?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you into
I would
anything?
watch Friends every day, all day, but he doesn't like it.
Friends? That's like your favorite?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite character?
Rachel for sure.
Really? Wow. Okay. Tyler, you're not a Friends guy. What are you watching?
No, not a Friends guy. Not a Friends guy.
So what are you watching?
Yeah. What type of stuff?
Yeah. So if you're gonna get it, if you get the Netflix remote, what are you turning on?
Usually anything to do with football.
What?
Yeah.
On Netflix?
Yeah, so I like to watch.
Like documentaries? of
Hey,
football
wait
players?
a second. What's that thing we just watched? Jay Reed told me to watch something. Is it called Greater?
What is it? A
Is
documentary?
that what it's called? Huh?
What? A
No, it's about
documentary?
this guy that went to Arkansas Razorback, like he's Christian, changed his thing is enshrined. I think it's called Greater. You should watch
is
it.
it on Netflix?
It's on one of them.
It's on something. I think we have
Greater.
Netflix, Prime. I don't know what we all
Yeah, I have all three now.
But it's on one of those things, but Greater. Okay, so if you had to pick, you would pick some sort of football documentary.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone you watched lately that you like?
Isaac, what's the one where it's the college?
Last Chance U?
Yeah, Last Chance U.
Why don't you talk to the guy that's knows what's going on?
So
I'm in
there's
the
that,
end
but
right
I also
now, right,
watch,
Isaac?
Like the high school one where they like go around and interview quarterbacks and follow their high
QB1.
school- Yeah, QB1. So I go through and
Wow.
watch them just because I like to see what's
Isaac educates me.
current and what's going on in an athlete's mind now.
Okay.
And so how we could, yeah,
How you can reach kids through that?
yeah.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a good idea.
So
Investigation.
Yeah. So let's talk about this. So here's what we talked about on Sunday. I mean, Jenny will never remember, but
Well, that's why I took notes.
did you bring your notes this time?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so here's
Actually.
what we've been doing this new series called Travel Light. And so in this series, it's trying to help people figure out how to be able to get through life and run the race to win the prize. And part of the problem is, what are you laughing at now? Why, when we get to the scriptural stuff, do you start laughing?
Because I know that's terrible, right? But no, because I highlighted. So I don't know if you said this in the first service, but you said that when you don't reply to something, it means okay. So
Which is really true. I never reply to people's.
right. So every time that you don't reply, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna text you something that isn't okay, but then it is.
No,
okay
the
because you're
point
not
was
replying.
here was the point. So we'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
So keep that in
Well,
mind.
I got it. It's highlighted.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So the whole idea is we got to be able to run the race. We got to get rid of stuff that's keeping us from being able to do it. So the first week was declutter, right? Which Jenny said she had nothing to declutter.
I really
right.
don't.
Like her closets are completely organized. She doesn't have too many shoes, too many pairs of clothes.
I never said that.
Okay. Well, you hinted
was
around
never-
that everybody else was bad and you were good.
But yeah. No, just kidding. I'm just super organized, so there's not a problem with that.
Well, no, it's not organization. The question was, do you have more
I didn't like
shoes than
that
what you
question.
need? Huh?
I
I
did
know,
not like
because you
that
don't want to get
question.
rid of your shoes.
Exactly.
Right. So anyway, so it's like declutter, get rid of stuff, whatever that, or use your stuff for the kingdom. Right. So the idea is that it's not wrong to have stuff until stuff has you. This week we talked about distractions. Right. So this whole idea that we easily get distracted in life, and when we get distracted, then we tend to get off the wrong path. In fact, we said, and I think this is hard for people to get sometimes, but we said one way for Satan to destroy you is to distract you, right? It's not necessarily that he wants you to have bad health or a bad life or interrupt your life. He just wants to distract you away from what matters most, and that we need to realize that sometimes success is a distraction. Sometimes having everything that you need is a distraction. And being a part of this world, which I think lives in the world of distractions, it's easy for him to use. In fact, I talked to Corinne and Luke before the service. So Corinne, I should have asked her this, but does anybody know what Corinne does? Like she's a
Psychic.
Is she?
she's a counselor. Yeah, so she's not a
psychic?
psychic. No, she's a counselor.
Isn't
Smart.
psychic
She
is I
Read
wish.
your palm.
Yes.
No, this is a counselor.
Or your lines.
Which is a bad idea.
I know. Or
Right?
your hands.
Like
Oh wait, you
scripture
just said that.
says, don't seek a median, right? So
I never said I did that.
okay, I'm having a guess you have.
No, I haven't actually.
Like I'm having a
I'm
guess you went
I'm
to the
scared.
circus and got the tarot cards out.
No, I'm scared of that.
Okay. Anyway, so she talked about this whole idea that we develop pathways in the brain that tend to go towards comfort and the things that make us comfortable, and how these distractions, especially our phones, technology, create a pathway where the new normal for people is distraction is the only thing that's comfortable. So when you are in the moment, it's uncomfortable. Being distracted is where we're comfortable. So we talked about this whole idea. One of the biggest distractions we have, you got the look again. Did you see
I knew
it?
you were going to call me out.
No, I'm not
I
gonna
did
call you.
because I thought of something funny.
Okay, so here's what we said is the phone is a big one.
Yes,
Right? So I
huge.
went around before the service and was like, because I didn't know this. I didn't know your phone could tell you how much time you spend on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was like the screen time thing. So I was going around to everybody. Did you do yours, Jenny?
I didn't want to.
Huh?
No.
Do you know?
I bet it's a lot.
Huh?
No. I should look.
Yeah, why don't you look while did you do yours, Tyler? So yours is only a couple hours a day, right?
Yeah, it's like an hour and 45 minutes.
That's
an hour and
it?
a half.
But I did find myself during commercial busting out my phone last night and I thought of you. So I did listen.
You listened to
I
that part.
did. Yeah, because I felt convicted.
Did Kaitlyn, did you ever look at yours?
Yeah, it was a lot.
What's a lot?
Yeah. Let's see who wins this game. How do you look at it?
You go to your settings or something. But you have an idea, right? So
Home screen.
4-ish.
4 hours. Yeah. So a lot of people I talk to were
4.
somewhere between 3 and 4 hours. Right? So 3 or 4
4
hours.
hours,
What are
26
you looking
minutes.
on?
4 hours and 20 some minutes on your
Okay.
phone.
Oh, okay.
So the idea is we've created pathways where being in the moment, and I said, like, just use this as an example. So you're sitting there, you're watching TV, and everybody in the family's in the room, and a commercial comes up. What's the first thing people do?
Yeah.
Right? Pull out their phone.
Right. Naturally.
Right.
Sad.
Yeah, or like if you're sitting there, we said at Thanksgiving, think back to your Thanksgiving. Everybody they're eating, and as they're eating, then, here, I need that for a second.
Why?
I'm just going to use that as an example.
Oh, okay.
So, like, you're eating, and then everybody goes into the room, and some people are watching football, some people are on their phone, but nobody's really talking, right? Like, nobody's really in the moment. Or when you sit at the dinner table, I don't know if any of you guys do this, but, I'm always having to yell at people, like, you're eating with one hand, and you're scrolling with
Yeah.
another. Do you do that?
Yeah.
Right? Do you ever do that? Like, you sit at the table?
Busted.
Caitlyn gave him the look, like,
Lies.
No.
yeah.
I do.
And that's my point. So we can't ever just be in the moment. It's like at
Yeah.
this moment, we're at the table, we're conversing with people. At this moment, we're, doing whatever. And at every time, it's just like I have to have something to distract my mind away from what's in front of me.
Yes.
Right? Like that's a big deal. And, Corinne was saying like this creates a pathway. So now it becomes such a habit. The only way to fix it is to get up out of it. Because they use it as a sledding. Like if you're sledding down a hill, the more times you sled down the hill, it creates this big rut.
Yeah.
And so it's not like, oh, I want to get out of the rut. The only way to get out of the rut is to pick up your sled and go start a new run, which means, and so this is what was important about that. If we want to do anything for the kingdom of God and get out of distractions and live in the moment, it means that you're going to have to create a completely different pathway. You can't just say, oh, I'm just not going to be on my phone as much.
Yeah.
Or I'm not just going to be, do certain things. So for you guys, Tyler and Kaitlyn, let's talk about this a little bit. You guys have two challenges, right? Your first challenge is your kids are young, right? So you're raising kids in a generation of screens, right? Like they see you with them everywhere they're at, new technology. You go to restaurants now. I mean, you order off of a screen. Like, it's good and bad. And then you're also dealing with a generation of people that have been raised on a screen. So, first of all, give me your thoughts on working with youth on this whole idea. Has social media and the things that go with that, whether it's TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, whatever those things are, has that hindered the lives of kids? Do you see it as something that's helpful for them? Are they abusing them? Is it hindering or hurting? Like, give me a perspective of what you guys think about phones, social media, iPads, whatever it is that kids are on right now. What are your thoughts when it comes to that?
You're looking at me again. I think the biggest thing is their screen time. We had asked a few of our students, and one of them was like 9.5 hours per day.
Per day.
I'm like, how do you even
Yeah.
do that? How do you have that much time?
Right.
And so I feel like that is the biggest thing of just like a huge distraction in their life, and just being on social media. I definitely don't think it's all positive. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's all good by any means. I think there can be good on it, but I don't think they use it for the good.
I couldn't even imagine like growing up in the time that they do with, having to go to school, all the negativity and everything else. I think TikTok, I get on TikTok and I feel a certain type of way, like feeling like I have to be some way. And I could only imagine how kids are super impressionable.
Wait
They
a second.
don't know their identity. What?
What'd you just say? Like you get on TikTok
Yes.
and you feel like you have to be a certain way?
Yeah. Like for me, because I struggle with like comparing and
Okay.
some insecurity. And so if for a teenager, and it's gotten better throughout my years, but being younger, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate because they don't know their identity, they don't know anything else. And TikTok kind of like, there's a lot of beautiful people and certain things that you should buy. And it's just, there's a lot of influence on there, and it makes you feel like bad about yourself.
So do you think that's a real thing? Like, I mean, like as an example, one of the things that I read a couple weeks ago was the suicide rate in teenagers now. It's like up
Yeah.
over 100%. Like it's way
Yeah.
above. And they talk about a lot of contributing factors, and part of the contributing factors is they'll talk about this generation that have been raised by screens, so they became the new babysitter. Like a generation of young people that are like, your families are busy.
Yeah.
And so because you're busy, you loved buying your kids I don't know what it was back then, but PlayStation 1 or 2 or Nintendo, or giving them something so that you could go do what you wanted to do and they could be entertained by something else, right? So you're talking about a generation that were raised. That's what they're saying. Now, again, I'm not saying if people did or didn't do it, how that all turned out for them. But my point was the study would say these people were raised by a screen, and
Yeah.
that the screen has had influence on who they are today.
Yeah.
That, like, do you think that's a real thing?
Yes.
So everything is in culture has shifted towards this. It's all about me, and we've talked about that before. And I think, or I know, social media can be used for a positive, but what the kids are seeing is that comparison, and I don't have as many hearts on my Instagram, or I don't have as many likes on my Facebook, and for girls that's a big thing, but even for guys, like,
Yeah.
I know as like wimpy as it sounds, growing up, that was a struggle for me as a guy. I wanted to have
Instagram was around?
no.
then?
Well,
Oh,
like I wanted to have like
That's
cool
Hey!
shit.
I have no idea. I'm
That's
like, I don't
rude.
remember how
Listen,
old. Yeah.
When did phones come out?
Oh, I
don't know,
remember
probably
exactly when
fourth
Apple
or
came
fifth
out
grade?
with their first phone. because I don't remember where I was.
Isaac should be able to tell us. He just got done reading Steve Jobs'
It was
book.
2006 when the first iPhone came out. Yep.
Really?
I remember exactly
Sixth
where I
grade.
was, and I freaked out about it.
Yeah, so I
was
didn't
like-
mean to interrupt you,
No,
Tyler,
yeah.
but you're saying even for you,
Yeah.
what about today? Maybe still? Like if you put something out there, are you, like, I wonder if people like it? Did somebody see it? And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just curious.
Not personally, but I would say from like a youth pastor standpoint, like I definitely go to, if I put a post out there, then I like, we'll advertise for Campus Life. So I'll go to Campus Life and see how many posts that they have or their post and like how much response they're getting off that. Or I'll go to other youth groups and just compare. And again, it's that comparison factor that's like, okay, listen, like, God, are you really using me? Are you not using me? Like,
Does it really?
Am I? Yeah. And I start telling myself all these false truths about like, I don't fit in this box. And I don't fit the perfect picture of the best youth pastor or whatever we're doing here. And are we doing the right thing? And are we even on the right track? And so that for me is a big thing. So I don't even go there. Kaitlyn runs that. I have nothing to do with that.
Right.
If a notification comes out that I see it, then I'll jump on and look at it.
But I mean, again, let's
no.
be real. I mean, when you say without be wimpy, man, you're not like,
No.
I mean, you're a man's man, right? So you're still saying, regardless of where we are from a security standpoint, you could fall into the trap.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is important
Yeah.
for our audience to hear because I think there are a lot of people be like, oh, I mean, I'll never fall into the comparison trap.
Right.
But what I hear you guys saying is, if you get out there and you're doing this,
Yeah.
you could easily fall into, regardless of where you're at from a security level,
Yeah.
right? Like you could be secure
Yeah.
about who you are, but then all of a sudden you could see something else and it could rock that.
Yeah, so I think that's where social media wise, that's where they want you to be is as influencers. They want to be able to influence you so that whatever.
So influence you out of your insecurities?
Yeah, or use that, make you vulnerable when you're in there because in there it's your space and it's kind of like that Brad Paisley song that was like, online, I'm 6 foot tall, buff, and
You're
whatever.
so good at
Keep
that.
going.
Wow, I
Keep
know.
going.
I was about to
keep going.
Hey, can I
But
slap
then,
the
like-
table now to get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
But yeah, no, it was like that
keep
song
going.
on Sunday. It was like a hoedown. I saw Mike over there. He's like,
Oh no! Listen,
Your boot was
my
sounding-
boots. When my boots get going, see that's the kind of music I like.
Was that the first song?
Everybody hearing this? Everybody out there, be with me when we go to the worship leaders and say we need a little bit more country, a little bit more country, so I can be.
Oh my gosh.
We saw you.
Wait, was this the first song?
yes.
I was stomping. My
Apparently,
boot.
I'm a second songer. I didn't
Yeah,
know that was a
because
thing.
she's late. That's
I didn't
why.
know that was an actual thing.
What?
That person that comes in at the second song is called a second songer.
I hadn't heard
Or
that
the,
one
or
before.
the old
Nick
people
called
that-
it to me today.
That come in after worship because they don't like your style of worship.
Oh.
So it's like Mike is like comes
Yeah.
up to pray or gives this challenge and they're out.
Yeah.
You know exactly who those people are.
It's ridiculous.
Well, here's the funny thing. Jeremy, I called him out during the service for being late. Like,
Yeah.
you're a distraction. He's like, I come in late because I hate the music.
Really? How can you hate music?
It's Jeremy.
I
Have
don't
you met
think.
Jeremy?
No, I need to.
Listen.
What?
Yeah,
Was
you
he
would get an
funny?
idea of why.
He
Yeah.
can't hate the music. He just asked if I could teach him how to play drums.
No, listen. So he's like, he likes his music. You know how it is, right? So back to Tyler.
Yeah.
So for guys, and if you're listening to this, and I mean, pay attention because what Tyler's saying is, if you open yourself up to that, don't think that you're not vulnerable because it can come.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And for you, Kaitlyn, when you're saying when you see young women, right, that they're probably more vulnerable, obviously,
For sure.
when it comes to young men. And do they do the same thing? Do people go on there and compare and?
Especially the like how many likes they get. Like they'll delete a post if they don't have a certain number of likes. It's
Oh,
crazy.
really? You'll like put it out there, and then if it's not
Right.
good, you'll take it off.
Yeah.
I've done that.
Have you
I
really?
have not,
Yes. Yeah.
but
Why?
it's a thing.
Not like recently.
No, I know, but why would you have done it then?
It's just embarrassing.
Because people didn't like it?
Yes.
Listen, I get like on an average on my Instagram, maybe 2 likes. And my sister on the flip side posts a picture whether it's risque or not, it would be like 217 likes, and she's
On Instagram?
PO'd about it
Wow.
because
She didn't get enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's that vulnerable, and this
Yeah.
is, and you're putting yourself out there, so you're expecting it to be
That's good.
received well or received like highly, and
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you're just looking for that acceptance out there in that space, and
Yeah.
whether people buy into it or not.
Yeah, well, let's talk about this because, again, when I say you have a challenge, like you got to raise your kids in this,
Yeah.
right? So you guys are going to have to make some tough choices. I mean, I've said that to everybody. You know, when I told you about watching The Social Dilemma, like if you haven't watched The Social Dilemma, you need to watch The Social Dilemma on Netflix
Yeah.
because you're gonna have to make some decisions, you know. And I think as parents, we've got to decide where we're going to land with all of this because I think everybody on this panel would agree that as much as the phone has helped and technology has helped, it also been very destructive.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like there's
Definitely.
this, and it's so hard to balance it. It's so hard to say just use your phone for, just use your computer for, and not get into the destructive behaviors behind it. But you guys got to raise some kids in it, and you're right now working with kids, and I know you guys, and I've heard your mission and vision, obviously, and your mission and vision is to not just babysit kids, and your mission and vision isn't just to have kids at youth. Your mission and vision is to take those kids and turn them into kingdom builders, right? Leaders. Like this isn't about just come to youth and learn a little bit. This is about it's time to step up. There's a job to do in this community, and your friends need you.
Yeah,
And they need you not to be distracted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, talk about how hard is that going to be as a student to be able to focus on what God has called them to do? What do they need to do? Because I think that's the next step is, so when Corinne's saying, making a pathway, I would say a lot of the students you have are in a rut.
Yeah.
Right? Like there's certain things, like I was amazed on some of the young people I talked to, how long they spend on TikTok. You know, I'm not on TikTok, but I'm hearing that it
Yeah.
could be one of those things where you're on it for
I heard 14 hours the other day.
14.
Yes, somebody said 14 hours.
One day.
It was actually Emma. I overheard her say, I don't know if it was one day.
No, it's probably for a week or.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh. See, that's
Week.
why you don't listen to other people's conversations. How
Yeah.
many?
I could
Yours?
see that.
Maya's.
Maya's is 30?
Yeah. So the point just is, it's a rut, and it's not just.
full-time job.
No, listen,
oh my
but like,
gosh.
I think the reality is, so whether it is, so let's just talk about that because whether it's 30 or whether it's 4, whether it's 6.
Yeah.
I think we would agree with this. I think Tyler said it earlier, like TikTok has some life hacks, right? But here's the question. Are you going to open yourself up to that?
A life hack
For-
to the shower.
Huh? Yeah.
The shower flip.
Yeah, the shower flip.
That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my
Yourself
life.
into
But no,
awkward
he was
areas.
saying like Tyler's in business for himself, so he owns his own business.
Yeah.
And he lays flooring. So he's like, if you're on TikTok, there's some ways that they teach you how to lay flooring.
Oh.
So this goes back to the
That's cool.
like I ought to be on TikTok because I might learn something, and that might be 20 minutes out of the hour and 45 that I get. So what do you do? You know, what decisions do you make? Because you're in the rut, right? You're going down the road. You're sledding the way. Now you got to get out of it.
Yeah.
What is the next step? What would we expect these kids to do? Because I don't know that us just talking about it, it only works for a week.
Yeah.
When you start asking them questions, how long are you on your phone? You know, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I was on afraid out. Like, what do they, in you guys' mind, because here's what we know, I think. You're not going to get rid of phones,
No.
right? We're not getting rid of social media, right? Like, people are going to have it. So what would you say to kids who are listening, to parents that are listening? How can they best help their young people be the least amount distracted as possible so they can be used to further the kingdom? Like, do you have suggestions or thoughts or things that maybe you have seen kids do or things that maybe you've challenged them to do to get into that place? Or maybe some things you guys have done? Like, what are some things you guys have done? And maybe you can help our audience say, like, this is something that really helped me. What would that be?
So I have, like, personally, because I know that about myself, I know, like, that I'll go and compare and everything else. I've turned my Facebook more into, like, positivity. So,
Okay.
like, I only share, which I guess I shouldn't be only sharing the good things, but I mean, like, I try to only share, like, positive and uplifting things that would benefit anybody, and I try not to let it be a comparing situation, like, for other
Right.
people. And for me personally, I don't go on and scroll
Okay.
I try not to very often. Like, I limit that. I don't get on TikTok because there's too many good-looking people on there. And it's just, yeah. So I just really, I already told you I'm on Facebook for the positivity and the memes.
No, right. My
So-
point is, but it took something specific, right? Because if
Yeah.
you just left it up to yourself, you're just going to keep sledding down what's comfortable,
We got 5.
right? Okay,
it.
you're just going to keep sledding down what's comfortable.
Yeah.
So you have to do something. So you would say your intentionality was, did you delete TikTok?
No,
And the reason
because I might want it.
for?
The same thing about, like, not getting rid of a shirt that I might wear.
Yeah, but I know,
It's just
but
there.
like the shirt might not. Again, let's just talk about it. That's a good point. So a shirt's not going to be destructive, but can TikTok be destructive?
Yes.
So should you delete it?
Yes.
No, I mean, it's just think about it. I mean, I think that's where everybody's at. Like, I'll keep it on there. I'm just not going to get on it.
Yeah.
I mean, is that really true?
No, I had to delete mine.
Yeah, I just think that's the case because that's the rut thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you don't specifically get out of it and go somewhere else, one time something's going to be happening. You're going to be like, well, just want to look at it for a second. And as soon as that happens, I think this is what Corinne will tell you because we talked about this. You could be over here.
You're right.
And then all of a sudden, that first time, and you should know. I mean, Jenny, they talked
do
about
have-
this in the addiction
I
behavior.
know. I've had to delete drug dealers' numbers. So I get it.
But yeah, because the
Yes.
point is, it just takes one call,
Oh,
and then you're
yeah.
back in the rut.
Anything. So,
Right,
yeah.
you clean
You're
for a
right.
while, and it takes one thing, and you're back
Yeah.
in it. So we have to try to figure out how to create what we would call barriers in between, right?
Safety
So
precautions.
yeah, that's like something
Yeah.
that's going to keep us from getting back into the rut.
Why are you always right?
I'm not always right, but I'm just telling you, I don't think it's as easy as saying I just won't look at it. Like there has to be some parameters. So I'll just give you an example. What?
You're right.
No, I mean, here's an example for
You're
me.
right.
So one of the things I find myself doing, and it's why I brought it up. So we come in, this is the empty nester lifestyle now, right? So I get in from work, we come in, we eat supper. Our rule at the table is no phones, right? So you're going to sit at our table, you're going to have conversation. It's one time that we would say, we're going to be as intentional as possible to have conversation around the table. And I would say for any parent out there,
Yeah.
you need to figure that out. Like there has to be something, and maybe it's not supper, but I think there has to be a time, at least once a day, where you get everybody at the same place at the same time. And I know it's going to cost you something to get this done. And this is what I'm telling you. Like
Yeah.
to do this right, it is going to cost you something because I know what it's like. We had 8 kids. 8 kids in a busy house, and they all did something. So I know what it's like to try to get people in a circle. But I'm just telling you, there can be no better thing that we can do but to sit down at a table. And even if you don't have kids, if you're newly married, sit at the table with your husband. Don't sit out on the couch with the TV tray.
Yeah, I agree.
At a table, and there's something about a table,
Yeah.
right? Make something about the table. If there wasn't, make something about the table. Let the table be a place to connect.
Yeah.
You don't have to go out to eat to get it done. You can do it right inside of your home. And when you go into the family room, and you guys are going to engage, even if you're going to be watching a movie together or watching something on Netflix, I always say, past a certain time, leave your phone somewhere else. Because if you don't, that dinging thing, and it just keeps going. Or you could use my method. You could set the bedtime alarm.
What is that?
Oh, yeah. When your bedtime alarm goes off, all
Okay.
of your stuff goes to do not disturb, and it won't come through.
That's an option?
And you can even set it that, because the whole idea, like if you have screen time before you go to bed, like it makes it so you can't sleep well. So I have mine set up. My bedtime alarm goes off at 9:30. So at 8:30, okay, well, I get
You go
up.
to bed that early?
I get up at 4:30 in the morning.
Wow. That's crazy.
So it goes off an hour before, and it puts all of my stuff on Do Not Disturb, and I have to actually physically do something to get in it because none of that stuff will come up anymore.
How long does it take you to fall asleep?
5 seconds.
Are you serious?
Ask Isaac.
What a great.
We were watching Duck Dynasty last
Oh,
night.
that's a good show.
It was awesome. And the
I-
next thing you know, I'm like, and I woke back up and said something to Isaac. He's like, when did you come back alive?
Oh my gosh. I love
5
Ty.
seconds. But the point just is, I have to do something specific because I'm just
Yeah.
like, if I don't and that stuff's there, I'm the same way. I just think there's some natural things and that happen that way. And I think for you guys, that's what you're trying to teach your youth kids, right? Is there, you have to do something, right? It can't just be will yourself into it. Like, don't spend as much time or try to not be around your phone. It has to be practical principles, right, that you would put into place. So put the phone away at X or, turn these off at this time. There's things, and then be able to understand the phone is something that's good. You know, having distractions in life is not always bad.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are times you need to disconnect, right? There's times you need to get away. There's times you need to do certain things. But at the end of the day, when distractions are keeping us from, you know, doing the things that God's called us to do, I think that's where we're in trouble, you know, inside of that. And so any of you guys that haven't met Tyler and Kaitlyn, see them on Sunday morning. If you can see them through the video, come say hi to them. If you have kids and you've never had a chance to meet them, come up and talk to them on a Sunday morning. They're a great couple doing great things here at Youth Ministry. And again, we talked about this. It's not just junior high. It's junior and senior high now. You have a great Christmas event coming up, right? So when is it? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's the 20th, December 20th.
That's a Sunday night.
Yep.
Right.
From 5 to 7. And it's kind of going to be all out. We have, if anybody listens to this,
Hey,
student
come
wise,
on.
Who listens to it? Everybody.
You know
Young
what?
kids.
You know why we're going to get people to listen to this? Because you're going to tell them.
Yes, exactly.
I was on the podcast. You need to listen
Right,
up.
share.
Listen up. Share it.
So we are having Uncle Eddie show up here.
Uncle Eddie.
He's going to park his RV out front. He's going
What?
to be
Who's
this-
Uncle Eddie?
So
What?
Uncle
Who?
Eddie is the shipper.
Christmas vacation.
I said ship.
Oh,
by
my
the way.
bad. I literally thought it was somebody's uncle.
Is he seriously coming?
Yes, and he's gonna be out front with
Wait.
his RV, and we're gonna be serving hot
This isn't a
chocolate
joke?
out of the hose, out of his RV.
What?
Yes.
This isn't a joke?
No, this is
The
legit.
guy from the
So
movie?
this is
How do you know him?
This is a check-in. This is
It's not really.
not really the actor, but we have
Somebody that's going to dress up like
yes,
him.
yes. So
And have
Keely,
him
one of our
for-
volunteers, Keely, her brother's going to. He has his costume, and they go all.
No,
out.
was he at like the Roanoke show one time, like at the car show?
Uh,
Somebody dressed up like him, and it was in an RV, and I thought,
Probably.
I went and got his autograph.
Yeah.
Oh my
Probably.
gosh.
Well,
So-
he'll be here Sunday.
Yeah,
Okay.
and his son
That's
has,
this Sunday?
Yeah.
Next Sunday.
And
Sorry,
the
20th.
pajamas from A Christmas Story, the bunny pajamas. So
Yeah.
his son is also possibly going to dress up in that. We have, we're going to try to deck this place out.
'Kay.
So we're trying to go as over the top as we've ever done in youth ministry. This is going to be the most.
Yeah. So
Climactic.
if you have kids and they haven't tried out youth ministry, they need to do it.
What about kids of all ages? Like
6 to 12.
almost 30.
You can come and
Be
help.
like
Seriously,
an
you
elf
could
or
come and be a
something.
leader.
Oh,
could be
I
an
want to dress
elf.
up.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm the tallest elf on earth.
You don't have to be an elf. You
It could be something.
I want to be Grinch, and I want to bring my dog, and he
Seriously,
can be Max.
you could do that.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
have a Grinch
seriously.
costume?
I could do the Grinch face.
So
need a
if
Grinch. There you
so
go.
if
Okay.
you have not been at youth
Yeah.
ministry and you have kids and you haven't met Tyler and Kaitlyn, you need to. They're doing great things, and amazing things are happening. If you want to just try it out, it'd be a great opportunity to come on that
Yeah.
Sunday night on the 20th to be able to try it, give you a great opportunity to get to know them. And if you're listening, again, you could be praying for them because, again, I'm serious when we're saying raising kids in a generation, you know, in the technology world we're in today and trying to reach kids in that same world is a difficult thing. And we're praying for you guys because we know, and this is what we love about you guys, you're not just trying to do youth, you're trying to raise up leaders to change the world.
Yeah.
And so we want to come alongside of you, we want to pray for you, we want to continue to pray that God blesses your ministry and the things that you're doing. And if you're out there and you want to be a part of helping, you know, let them know, financial donations, prayer, whatever it is, to come alongside them and do great things. So thanks for being with us on the
Yeah.
podcast today.
Thank you.
Again,
Yes.
Jenny, great to see
yeah.
you. And again, thanks everybody who's listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.